Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
Hello
warahmatullahi
guys.
wabarakatuh.
Okay. Hello guys. Welcome back to Weekly English Podcast. And today I will be your host. My name is Raden Muhammad Aubrey Wijaya. You can call me Aubrey.
And my name
And
is
today,
Ceki Agus Areza Zulfikar. You can call me Eja.
okay. So his name, our guest name is Techagus Areza Zulfikar.
No
You
Ceki
can call
Agus.
him
Ceki
yes,
Agus. Ceki
Techagus.
Agus.
Okay, Techagus. You can call him Techagus or Eja or Areza. Okay. Thank you for introducing yourself, Eja.
Hmm?
And the theme of this podcast is our experience throughout the seventh grade.
Okay.
So, in this podcast, we will ask questions about our experience and um, what we learned and in the seventh grade. Because this month, at 24th June, we will graduate from a 10th grade to 8th grade. Okay, now I will ask the first question.
Okay.
So, Eja, when you first entered at IDN,
Hmm?
what is your impression? And what is your impression of learning at IDN and your impressions of the experience at IDN?
Actually, I interest with the activity in IDN and but the lessons I interest to ini sih, what to IT. But I interest to English and Dinia because when I still in elementary school, I good at Dinia.
Okay, Masya Allah. And
But
then,
after that, you ask about what before experience and what
mm,
eh,
experience and learning.
my experience in learning. When I first learn about Scratch, I think it's hard because I don't know. What I never use that application and I think I'm not good at coding. But
Okay.
as you know, Scratch is like simple coding, right? Only like drag and drop.
Yes.
And after I learning, and I think it's not really easy. And now
Okay.
I'm interested with RPL. I mean for code lah, for coding like that. And now
Okay.
I still learning about HTML with my Ustad, Ustad Syahran,
Uh,
inshallah.
okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. And you can ask me a question.
Okay. So maybe I will ask about ini. What ya? Hmm, when you first came at IDN, what do you think about the what the condition and the what the name
Environment.
environment?
Okay. When I first came to IDN, my first impressions of the environment is I think that IDN is a really good place to learn for people that who is learning technology, because um, when we are coding, our head we can it can cause a headache, a, a, an headache, okay, or in bahasa is pusing. So because IDN is in the middle of a jungle and there is a river in IDN, so we can scream, we can swim,
Yes.
and we can look at our environment, look at the nature, look at trees, you look at rivers, and hear the sound of rivers.
Yes. Because usually in here at the morning I like feel like what ya like fresh lah when
Yes, yes,
just wake up and I mean wake up after that go after sholat subuh lah after
yes, yes.
subuh prayer and I go out I what I feel wah this is the
Refreshed.
best condition that I ever tried. Nah.
Okay. And I'm going to ask you a question back. Um, what do you think about the teachers at IDN?
Teachers in IDN I think is so good lah. They know about our character and when they wanna punish me I mean punish us like give punishment
Okay.
they will ask first why you do this, why.
Okay,
And
okay,
if the reason is good, I mean, like what ya, like makes sense lah
okay.
the reason. So I will not get punishment and I happy.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
the teacher is can what not like directly give punishment lah.
Yes. So the
The teacher
teachers
is
will
so,
ask.
the patient is so many for us because uh you know lah, ya, okay.
Okay, okay. And
And when they what teach us, when I think in my class uh how many people ya, I think there are two
18.
people that always sleep in my class.
Uh,
And
okay.
uh, my teacher is like come on, wake up, not like, oh, wake up, not like that. So the patient is many lah for us,
Okay.
so much.
So much. Okay, thank you. So basically, the teachers have um, good patience because there are many students that sleep when they teach, and they wake
Sleep
up
and
patiently.
yeah,
And
we have
nothing wrong with it.
good student lah, good student.
Okay. Same here. Okay. Now you can ask me a question, Aja.
Okay, so what is your what is kan what ya, wait, I still think about the question. Do you have do you have what ya, what the name, I have forgot. uh, ah oh, what is your the best experience that you ever did in IDN?
My best experience at IDN is when we were at apa? What? Lirah.
Rihlah.
Yeah, what that? Lih,
Rih
Lirah.
Rihlah.
Lirah. Lih,
R A H
L
L
A
A
L
H
L E
E.
H.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah, I don't know. Eh, yeah, I don't know. I
okay.
forgot about the.
That was my first experience and the best experience, I think, in seventh grade because it was my first time on a boat and it was my first time going to a different island.
What about business survival? What do you think about
Business
business
survival, I think it's just normal.
survival? Oh,
Like, it's not too hard, and I already know when people reject me, I can accept that.
okay.
So in business survival, we were supposed to learn how we can accept that the people who reject us.
Mm-hmm.
So before I enter IDN, I already knew how to do that, and so when we were doing business survival, it's easy, and I have the courage to go to people places, to go to stores, and sorry, ask them about the product that I was selling.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. And I got first place at business survival. Alhamdulillah.
Masya Allah.
Okay, now
But
it's
I
my
third
turn.
place. But I think is what is the best lah. My team is the best because we only three people in one teams and we can reach third place
Third place.
in all
Okay,
of
masya.
junior high school,
Oh
secondary
yeah,
high
masya
school.
Allah. Masya Allah, masya Allah. Okay, it's good. It's good. And I'm going to ask you a question now. What is your impression about the food at IDN?
My impression ya,
About the food
the food. Okay, so in IDN, as you know, the food is really really good because the chef is know about
taste,
our taste nah.
taste. Uh,
And I don't know, I think it's not like pesantren. It's not like boarding
boarding,
school is of course ya because but it's not like what pesantren in English, pesantren lah,
boarding, boarding.
pesantren, traditional
Yes.
pesantren.
Ah,
And like we must what in every day only like eating what the name, tempe,
Tempo.
tahu,
Yes.
and
Tofu.
tofu ya.
Uh,
And in here, like, we usually eat chicken sih. So
the
I
chicken.
think in IDN is the best food lah.
Okay.
That ever I go I that I ever go to the place. I
Okay.
mean
Okay.
the Sandren like that.
Okay. Okay. So you have experience going to a boarding school before at ADN?
Hmm. My itu sih, my old sister. I just not only have itu ya, one sister ya. My big sister ini Sandren boarding school.
Ah, okay. Okay.
But I think it's still good the food. What ya? No,
What's the food?
because when we heard the other pesantren like the food like this
Hmm.
and not good lah the food, but when I came to Aiden, wah the food like this ya.
Okay. Okay.
I'm so shocked that I what the food is like meat, after that chicken,
Yes. Yes.
and
And then
yeah, I will ask you about question uh, what the what oh what do you think about the lessons in here? I mean the most harder one for you studying
okay,
for you
the
studying
hardest lesson that for the hardest lesson for me is diniyah
dunia.
and for and mathematics and science
Oh,
because when I was in elementary school, I already have a hard time
mm,
with diniyah, mathematics, and science. And if you ask me what 8 multiplies 8 is, I cannot answer
yes,
because my I'm not um, well, I can say for myself, I think that I'm not smart. There are other people that are more smarter than me.
good at IT and English, right?
Yes, but for mathematics and science and India, I'm not too good.
Mm, okay, okay.
That's the hardest lesson for me. And I will ask you a question, and that is, what do you think about the dormitory?
Oh, the dormitory. So when I look at eighth grade dormitory is little, right, but we different because
Yes,
uh, uh our member ya is lah our member in
generation,
seventh grade.
generation,
Oh, our generation,
or our students
there are how many ya?
20 at first,
Oh
and
yeah, the first is 20. There
uh,
are 20 students in one class
yes,
because in eighth grade is only like 11, 13,
yes,
and they get divided into two class ya,
class,
8
yeah,
8A and 8B.
yes,
And our class is just get mixed in one dormitory. So our
yes,
dormitory is so different. Our dormitory is so big lah,
yes,
like
it's too big.
too big, really big. But it's so crowded too if in the night,
Yes, yes,
like running inside of dormitory and make a kidding. After that, uh, I ask I ask you, yeah, what do you
okay.
think about the canteen in here?
The canteen. So for me, I usually do not spend my money. So I think that the canteen is good, but for me it's normal. But maybe for other people at IDN, it's very good because there are many snacks at the canteen. There are in Indonesia nasi goreng or fried rice. There are otak-otak or otak-otak is a fish
That
like a
mixed
fish cake.
by what
Yeah,
flour? What the name sih?
flour.
Flour.
Like a fish cake, fish cake.
Like fish cake.
Yeah, or like chikwa if you
No.
Ever go to Lausanne. Uh, and that's all. And now I will ask you a question. What do you think about our principal, Mr. Abil?
Oh, Mr. Abil.
Mm.
Mr. Abil is a good guy because when our target is not finished, like our SKL or other target lah, they must push us for ayo finish for go home for going home, and in every night, not really every night sih, like maybe sometimes 1 weeks in 1 weeks there is one night that Mr. Abil will give us what
Motivation.
motivation, like about his experience in his life, and like his experience lah in all of his all of his journey of life lah.
Okay.
After that, Mr. Abil ya is a good guy, really good. They always itu before I said, let's push us when our target is not finished, and the other lah. After that, I asking about uh, what do you think about our ini, what our most
Our mask. Well, at sometimes it can be crowded.
uh,
Like at Jum'ah prayer, people were praying outside of the mosque. Not like inside of the mosque, but at the garden or the outside place for the mosque. But it's still part of the mosque.
mm,
And sometimes at the mosque, it can be really hot because at IDN, uh, when it's in the evening, it is very hot or sometimes even cold. Like the temperature in at IDN, it's not stable, so it can be cold, it can be hot at the same time.
mm.
So that's what I think about the mosque. And I will ask you another question, and that is, what do you think about um, English lessons?
Oh, English lessons. So our teacher is different in one. I mean, when in the first semester and now in the second semester. So in the first semester we teach kan we
Our teacher,
learning English with Mr. Abdullah.
Abdullah.
Uh, so after Mr. Abdullah, maybe he want to continue his college and go out from IDN. Our new teacher is Mr. Bayu.
Okay.
So when in Mr. Abdullah, we learn about ini what the name sih not vocab, about
Speech.
I forgot. Oh yeah,
Speech.
how to speech, like
Yeah.
Mr. Abdullah teach us about speech, like how to be a good speaker at speech, like the gesture and other lah the fluency.
Mm.
And with Mr. Bayu, we learn about
Storytelling.
storytelling and about vocab.
Yes.
And with Mr. Bayu, we get learn we get ini tuh sih what we get what the name sih
Q&A.
no
Questions and
Q&A
answer.
what's what bre we get teach about ini tuh speech, we get teach
Uh,
about speech to like
Q.
the gesture and the itulah the fluency and the how to be a good speaker, like that, and get a video when we still in the class, and what if the class is free, I mean there is no lessons in our class, Mr. Bayu showing us about video about ini, the theme of the video is ini what ya,
Uh,
the main point is about good speech lah,
okay. Thank you.
like like that lah.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's your turn to ask questions now.
Oh iya, my
Hello.
ini ya, my
So Yes. Yes, sir.
So after that, I will ask you about what do you think about our ini our field
Uh,
our field.
I think that's all our questions. Okay. About our field. So it's kind of confusing. Hmm? Okay, I would say it's kind of confusing. Okay, it's kind of confusing at the end about our fields because um, right now there are two fields at IDN, at the top, at the bottom, and at the middle. And sometimes we do our ceremony at the top, sometimes at the bottom, and sometimes at the middle. So I think that
Weh,
I
we
will write
usually do
this.
ceremony in the Monday, ini in the middle field.
Oh, now, okay.
No,
So I will write at the bottom tier of the list is the top. At the middle tier of the list is the bottom, and the top tier is the middle. So that is all for me answering your questions, and now it's my turn. So what do you think about our diniyah lessons and about
oh,
our diniyah teacher, Rani?
Ustadz Herani. Oh, Ustadz Herani is really good guy. Is a good guy lah. Because Ustadz Herani teach us about akidah, fikih, and hadis. Yeah,
Hmm?
you know lah. You know right? Like when sholat, what the correction when we sholat, like we still do bid'ah in on sholat or no after that,
Or not?
like our akidah and sirah. But
Hmm.
I'm so interesting with sirah in Usaharan lessons. I don't know lah, because when I read a story of Prophet Muhammad, I'm so interesting with that story. Like I can read that story one times until 10 times in one day.
Oh, masya Allah,
Masya Allah.
masya Allah.
And after that, Ustadz Hairani is a good guy because he always what remembering us if we do wrong, like we do something that bad in the mosque or
Hiking,
in
like
the
hiking.
class, like when we kidding at that, I mean in his class, like
Yes, yes,
kidding, laughing, and then
yes, yes.
after that we get remembering by Ustadz Hairani. So maybe that's
Okay.
all of
Yeah.
my answer.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you, Eja, for answering all of my questions. I think that's all for today's podcast. And before this closing, I would like to thank the viewers for watching this video. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure for having this podcast and you as the viewer.
Yeah,
It's so
thank you,
good.
bro.
Okay,
Thank you, bro.
okay. Thank you. Okay. My name is Aubrey,
And my name is
and
Eja.
he's okay. Good. And this is the end of the podcast. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi
Assalamualaikum
wabarakatuh.
warahmatullahi